Hey everyone, welcome. We are live. It is another live watch party. Happy Father's Day. I just went live before I meant to. I gotta delete this tweet. So how's everyone doing? Adam, hello. False red. Amir, I am doing good. I had some extra time and I was like, you know what? I'm going to run to the gym before I go do this live stream. And get some cardio in. Nothing long or extensive, but just a quick cardio. And I think it worked out. Hello. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Danny, Benoit, Adam. Good. Yes. Thank you. Can borrow young sirs and good ladies. Yes. We'll transport back several hundred years to oldish English. That's not, maybe not fully old English. Hades Lord is amazing. Thank you. That's great. Now Daniel LaRusso is relatable in the way he reacts to Anthony in season 4. I mean, I guess it depends on the kids. I mean, I think a lot of kids, even, teens would recognize, like, Anthony is totally, like, ridiculous, out of line. Adam Clef, thank you for answering. Yes. NASA Canes, aka John. Yes, join the channel and you get your name in green like me. Right. By the way, if we're doing the meetup tonight, I may have to push it back an hour, and I don't know. I didn't want to, but apparently I have Father's Day things that would be going on tonight that I didn't intend to. I thought it was going to be earlier. But I'll make an update on that, John. Just over 80 days. Yes, we're getting close to the release. And so, like, people were messaging me earlier, wondering what's going to be the schedule, or like, are we going to get some pictures? So, like, if you recall, they always release a bunch of, like, pictures, right? Sort of like the pics from the season, various episodes, and I don't know, you could say it's spoilery or not, but last year they released them in like early, like the second week in November or something. It was like a month before the trailer dropped, which seemed early for me. In season 3, the year before, the pictures came out like 2 days before the trailer. like I remember doing a live stream on the pictures, put out a video on the pictures, and then I put out a video, and then it's like, because it was like the video I put out the next day, and then that same day they basically were teasing the trailer for the next day then. So it was like the pictures came out like 2 days before the trailer came out, but then for season 4 the pictures came out like literally a month before the trailer came out. I'm not sure what to make of that, or what's normal. Like, I'm not familiar enough with Netflix style, or it could just literally be they make it up as they go along, season by season, show by show. But there are set photos basically, and so if you're curious, let me show you, in case for some of you who may not remember. What they do is the set photos come out, and it was like these up. So they released these pics, and they're the like this was one. We got these pics, right, like a month before the trailer came out. Now these are taken by most of these are taken by a photographer on set. Actually, that might not have been one of them. That was something I got somewhere else. But like this one, remember everyone was wondering, and I correctly predicted they were looking at Terry Silver. But, you know, these are taken by a photographer. A lot of times Netflix, the company, they release these. And actually the reason the purpose of these for is actually for news organizations who write articles. So what they do is they write articles about it, and then they can drop these pictures in. So that if you're ever like reading, usually it's online these days, but like you're reading like an article about the upcoming season or something, they drop these pictures in, and that's where all these come from. So they release these pictures so that then people can write articles about it. And then they just have some pictures to put in with it. But then we as fans can take it and discuss and theorize and everything. But yeah, I suspect it may be sooner rather than later. Maybe mid-July. We're going to learn more about Kreese. Definitely, I have some Kreese videos in regards to season 5, even some spoilers. Make sure you check those out. Make it up as they go along is a perfect way to describe a marketing department. Yeah, that's pretty much. What is it going to happen in Cobra Kai season 5? All sorts of things. Terry Silver's taking over the valley. I'm not sure if you're asking about something specific. Are you going to see the Lightyear? I don't have intention to. At the moment, I would rather go see Maverick. I haven't gone to see it yet, but if I'm going to see something in the theater, and I actually haven't been to the theater since before the pandemic started. It'll probably be Maverick. So what is it? September 9th. Season 5, September 9th. Expect the trailer, at least mid-August. I'm season 5 finale. I do predict there will be a big fight, perhaps multiple fights that are like a climax of multiple different competing storylines. So definitely look for multiple fights. I think they teased a oneer again, didn't they? So something like that. Yeah, I mean, Barnes could we show up. Anything before July? Basically, you're saying in the next couple weeks left of June. There's a concert this coming week. I don't think they'll announce anything there. It's not really a place for it to announce. It's more run by the composers, music. It's more of just a straight up concert. So, like if you mean anything in terms of like footage, trailers, pictures, probably not. Also keep in mind that Netflix is now running up to Stranger Things again. So I think Netflix probably is going to be focusing on that. So probably not anything before July, but we may get some stuff when we get into like the second week of July or something. We may get some stuff. Yeah. I mean, there could be. But we'll be a little bit careful with some of the season 5 stuff because some of this is Spoilery. What is your favorite season? Season 1. I still think season 1 is about as perfect as you can get. Another screening roundtable. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I would definitely be game for that if they do that again. Few, I had a few bugs last time. My thing kept breaking up, but definitely was good. Um, I prefer Badass Hawk, and I think the Badass Hawk never left. Um, yeah, presumably. At some point after they're back from Mexico, yeah, Miguel will be back. Um, I imagine Barnes will be back some way. Let's see here. Unpopular opinion. Well, that is an unpopular opinion, Sebastian. Some people like the shaved hawk, but like he didn't have like much of a personality. Like you get the scene in episode 6, or the sequence where he's in his basement there or whatever, not sure what to do. And then we don't really get Hawk for the next 2 episodes, episode 7 and 8. Like like he's there, but he's not really doing anything. He's at prom, but he's not really doing anything. There's not really, it's more Dimitri than Hawk. So like we don't have anything. And then episode 9, we're at the tournament now, and he really wasn't even much there in episode 9. He failed to break a board. Like, he didn't have much to work with. It's not really until episode 10 when Miguel leaves and then Hawk's in the finals. Like, and then he wins. And then he's just like gone again. like he doesn't come back up because the show's got to move on. So it's an idea. But I think like the key moment, he takes off his top there, and he reveals the hawk. Whee! You get the sound effect. Is Stranger? Yes, Stranger Things is Netflix's biggest show. I think pretty by far. It had its biggest weekend or biggest opening. As far as I know, last time I checked, it was still number 1 streaming in the for Netflix. I mean, it's huge. It's a lot of people watch. It's everywhere, man. You're flipping through, they're playing that Kate Bush song or whatever everywhere. It's just definitely a big impact. So, good show, big impact. Yeah, it's their biggest. There's definitely their biggest show in terms of budget. I mean, we're talking $30 million an episode. They had $270 million to make 9 episodes. I mean, that's leaps and bounds more than anything else. I mean, they'll still make movies for a third of that. So 30 million an episode is insane. But they put the money in it because it's their biggest show. Well, we already had the teaser trailer, so it's more of just kind of the stuff we knew. Terry Silver taking over the Valley. Johnny going after Miguel to Mexico, with Robbie. And then we got a little bit with Sam, but I think up next I don't think we're gonna necessarily get another trailer. I think it'll be the full trailer. We'll see how they do it. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, I don't know what the budget of Cobra Kai is. Um, but it could easily be. It's probably more than 1 million an episode, but it could, yeah, a couple million an episode, one or two. It could easily be 10 times or more than 10 times bigger. I think it may be a little bit later than that. We'll see. We're definitely going to get a storyline of Kreese in jail, which I made a video about, so you definitely want to check that out. I think so. Didn't I? Yeah. I don't, but I don't have much to say about it. Like, I can't even distinguish the trailer for Volume 2 versus like what happened in Volume 1. So, but yeah, I did see that. That's a good question. My thinking is he would, but it also depends on his mood, when he figures out that Miguel left, right? Like, I think he would, but then obviously he would want to invite Miguel. I'm assuming, the season opens and he knows Miguel left. So what's his attitude in regards to that? It's kind of questionable. I don't know. Would he still be celebrating without Miguel? It'll feel weird. I guess he may. We'll see. Maybe Dimitri puts it on. Sebastian would love to catch up, but the show is so long and thrilling for me to have an easy time trying to get caught up. Well, I know what you mean. Just take it one episode at a day. This is a good way to do it. Where are we? Watch Party should be a writer. They may have already written it. Maybe too late. Thank you, but I think it's possible. They may have had a writer's room already. Basically here in the spring, if they did a writer's room in the spring, kind of like while they're finishing up season 5, they're in pre-production for Obliterated and doing a writer's room for season 6. It's definitely possible. I mean, it seems like a lot, but the people in Hollywood, showrunners, do carry schedules like that. And actually, the advantage of John, Josh, and Hayden, since there are 3 of them, it's a lot easier. They can split up. So like one of them can be looking at the season 5, music or cuts coming in, whatever, and working on that. Another could be, looking at scouts and getting ready for the Obliterated shoot. And then like another could be, with the writer's room, talking stuff over or whatever. Like the fact that there's 3 of them makes it easier for them to split stuff up and like do multiple things at the same time. I'm pretty sure season 5's done now. They were talking about Zach and Leo, the composers, were talking about like finishing the score a little bit a while ago, and they're pretty much the last step. They finished the score, and then it's kind of like a final mix. So they should be done. Usually they post photos or something, but I guess they didn't this time. They think people on the internet are like zooming in and figuring out too much. I don't know who does that, but that's what they think. But yeah. Season 5's probably done because they left to go shoot Obliterated. presumably it looks like they're going to Albuquerque. I guess I didn't know Netflix has studios, or I didn't know Stranger Things was shot there. Season 4 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Netflix is kind of like building that place up for themselves. But yeah, so they I think went to Albuquerque to shoot Obliterated, where they'll probably be all summer. That I'm referring to John Josh and Hayden here. No. See, will Tori be in court on screen? No, nothing. There's never probably going to be a court scene on screen. Like, it's just, isn't that kind of show. So, you know, I do think that's a potentially interesting storyline for Tori. And it just feels like it's been moving in that direction. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think Kenny will still care about Robbie, and Robbie still cares about Kenny. You know, I don't necessarily see that going anywhere. Do I plan to cover Obliterated? Yeah, I mean, I hope it's good, and I may do a video on it. Well, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see when it comes. I want to cover House of the Dragon this year, which is going to be shaping up to be quite a challenge because of the shows coming out at the same time, but I think I can do it. We'll see. But yeah, I think I'll probably cover something on Obliterated. It helps that it's on Netflix. Like if it were on another network or something, I may be less inclined. But I don't know. Like I predict like one of the people on the team is working for the terrorists or whoever. It seems like a common story arc. So we'll see if that happens. Some of you are like having conversations in the chat, which is like fine, but like as I'm like scrolling through, they're like, Watch Party needs to get to 100K. I agree. I'll tell you, subscribers are so weird. Like I get subscribers and then I lose subscribers, and I get subscribers and I lose subscribers. And I don't know. Probably not. Unless they do a time jump or something. I don't know if any of those are getting hitched. So I thought let's cover some of the father-son relationships. I thought we could rank them, but maybe I don't know. I didn't have a ranking myself. I didn't think of it. Of like, should we rank best to worst? See, people like that. People like ranking best to worst. Although I don't like, some of these are so different from each other. Maybe it's not fair to rank best to worst. Definitely Miyagi and Daniel is a great father relationship. surrogate father. So like the thing about the show is always to remember, the theme is always strongly rooted in fatherhood and surrogate fatherhood and such like that. It's always been, the idea of a boy, teenage boy who doesn't have his father. He lost his father, trying to make it as a boy in high school, become a man or however you want to say it. And then, finding a mentor, and it's wrapped up in a story of karate, but like you can boil it down. You take out the karate and it's just this boy trying to learn how to be a boy and make it in the world and become a man. Favorite actor, like favorite or who do I think is the best? Almost everyone on the show is really good, like in their own ways. I love Billy, Ralph, and Jacob. If you just want like three off the top of my head. So like I think like get to the roots and I'll always understand. And this is like the core relationship. The karate is like extra, right? Like it's all revolved around karate, but like in theory you can make the same. You can make a similar movie or concept about basketball or about singing or, like other sorts of like things, although karate, the physical aspect of it, definitely. Dude, Lost Collector, are you saying because they film in Atlanta, it's lost some of its luster and visual appeal? I think it maybe in just a few shots where it feels different, especially from the original movie, like when they go back to the original dojo. But for the most part, I think it works. And the few times they do shoot in LA, it works. Could be excluding Eleven's powers. Yes. If we exclude Eleven's powers, it's the stranger thing. Wow, man. Like Nancy just grabs her gun and Steve has bat. If Nancy has her gun, they could probably get by the slingshot, right? But otherwise, yes. If there's no weapons, yes. No, Hawk won't die. I was getting a comment about that. Someone like this past week said something like, "Oh, Hawk's gonna die." The actor keeps saying it. Like, yeah, you realize like Jacob is kind of like screwing with you. Like, Jacob says that, but he's kind of like speaking metaphorically. Robbie claps Steve, yeah. Robbie has the best record with 2 seconds. Well, you could argue that. I kind of wanted Robbie to win. Some people really like this father's relationship. Father-daughter in this case. Kreese and Tori. I think John even earlier said, yeah, it's a little more pure. It's more pure than Kreese and Johnny. Kreese just wants what's best for Tori. Yeah, Yeah. I mean, I think we can definitely argue or, say that no one's perfect in this. Say you are my baka. Don't spam the chat. Okay. Right, Sarah. Yeah, like he's kind of being metaphorical. Chris Torre is an underrated. Yes. Coming from Cobra Kai World, who is a huge Torre fan, but yeah, you almost wish there was a little bit more. Um, there's not, unfortunately, a whole lot. Season 3, episode 2, there's some, obviously this moment here, but not a whole lot. This is an interesting moment. Like, will this continue? And I think, like, even John said something along those regards for season 5. Like, is this a one-off thing, or can they build on this? There will be struggles on the way. Johnny and Robbie. I expect, probably somewhere in season 5, it'll take a step back. I think, in a way they write this stuff, it's always kind of that 2 steps forward, 1 step back sort of relationship. If you think about Daniel and Johnny, it's like every time it seemed like, wow, they're kind of getting along, they're kind of becoming friends. It's like that 1 step back, 1 step forward, 3 steps back or something. But yeah. So like, I think it'll probably take a step back in season 5, but then, they get ahead of that again. Certainly a lot of this is messed up on Johnny's part. I mean, the history of it, it's mostly just Johnny. And then, Robbie kind of acting out, trying to get back at Johnny, getting the job at LaRusso Auto. It's like his whole plan was to just try and get back at Johnny and get back at his dad. So that definitely was a big part of it. So how will Robbie find out they're going to get Miguel? It seems like from the trailer, it's in the shot while they're driving to Mexico. It seems like he lays it on him at some point in the drive. Hope Johnny and Robbie and Johnny develop a good relationship. It's time. Yeah. Definitely it's a good moment here, but yeah, I definitely think they're going to write it like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back sort of way. That's that keeps the drama going. It keeps it interesting. Every time you think like, oh wait, maybe, then it just falls back. That's kind of classic television too. Just told in more of a continuous narrative. So, but otherwise I agree with you. I hope, by the end of season 5, it's in a better place. Dieter, yeah, because Stingray could have been Dieter's stepdad. Yeah. That was actually, that was so good. Like I almost wonder if that was scripted or that was Paul Walter Hauser just like ad-libbing on the set. I should ask that question. Because it's so funny, and it's actually one of my favorite Stingray lines, weirdly. Like, just in terms of like humor. Like, it's just a shame she didn't call. You could have a really cool stepdad. Yeah, I like that. I feel like Robbie's the aggressor. We'll see. So if there's any babies, yeah. I think like maybe in the show Cobra Kai, this is probably the most popular, most loved father-son relationship. You know, just if you were to take a poll, yeah, I think like the Johnny Miguel relationship is really good. So much of the heart of the show, really, so much of the heart of the show of the whole series is really just right here between these two. Like everything else is a second fiddle. You really love it, and you know, you admit, like, I mean, I feel like when I think of season 5, it's Johnny going to Miguel more so than Terry Silver taking over the Valley. Like, I think, like, what am I thinking about? It's like, yeah, it's Johnny going to look for Miguel. Like, Terry Silver taking over the Valley, yeah, that's boring. Like so much of the heart of the show is these two. Can you make a video about Miguel and Robbie's fight? I assume you mean from the teaser trailer. I assume that's the one you mean, not like the other ones. Yes, actually I should. In fact, funny story. I was going to make a video on it, and I was getting ready because I was doing a little looking into some stuff, and I thought, and then they announced Kim Daoud, and that kind of threw me off, like, because I wanted to cover that obviously because it was like newly announced, and then that the video on Miguel and Robbie's fight, at least addressing a few points and stuff that other people have made. I definitely think, yeah, I got something to say about that. So yes, Benoit, I will definitely try to get that out. Maybe this week. Do you think Terry Silver is beyond redemption? Yes, I think he's written that way intentionally. Like think about it. Like Terry Silver, like, had his redemption, right? Like he was successful, had a girlfriend, whatever, you know, friends, you know, he was successful, living a good life. Like he had his redemption, and then he went back. So like he's not gonna get like redeemed again. Like Terry Silver had it. But you know, who wants to be redeemed when, you know, redemption means eating tofu, right? Like, wait a second, is this what redemption is? Redemption isn't all it's cracked up to be. Maybe if I have to eat tofu, maybe I don't want to be redeemed. But yeah. So yeah, that's Terry Silver's direction. Shut the F up, beat it. Yeah, in the bar scene. Yeah. Actually, I could have put that picture, but yeah, definitely. And Sarah, the reason why that scene, you know, is just so heartfelt is because we've had, you know, 4 seasons of build up between these two characters. You know, we had 4 seasons, and it's just, we're so invested in it, and you see that, and it hurts so bad. Then we have this one. Is this the one? Did I use this for the thumbnail? But yeah, Anthony, who's just been left to his own devices. Kind of a brat. Like, it's insane that he's like sneaking a tablet there, like after everything. Like, he was like sneaking a tablet. Kind of stupid, but yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to Daniel here. I don't think you have to be like a grown father to like understand why Daniel is so upset there. Like, I think you just know what's going on. Please thank Cheyenne for the tofu. Oh, by the way, in regards to that quote, yeah, it's a great line. Listen to the podcast, Are You Karate Kidding Me? It's a podcast. Colin, one of the hosts, is just so in love with that line. He did like a whole analysis on it, like bringing up things about the concept of like wording and how words work together to sound beautiful. But if you find the recap of episode 401 on Are You Karate Kidding Me? It's a good podcast. They take a while to put out their episodes, but it's a good one. Watch that for a full analysis of that line. It's at the end, but check it out. Do you think Robbie will be impressed by Miguel? No. I mean, like, Robbie is used to people blocking, so I don't think it's like, where'd you learn this? No. So, no. The Cobra Kai video game, you mean like that side-scroller action game? I never played it. I watched people play it. It looked decent for like a side-scroller. The card fighter game, I downloaded it, played it, and then stopped. I just looked at it. It's not very interesting to me. Surround 1000. Loves tofu. Well, you can thank Cheyenne for the tofu. Thanks, Cheyenne. You don't have to say anything to me. Do you think Robbie... No, I do not think Miguel will knock Robbie out. Who do you think will win? I don't think there will be a winner. Top 5 in season 5. Chosen versus Silver. Daniel versus Barnes. Yeah. Miguel and Robbie teaming up. And at the end. Sean joining Cobra Kai. Anthony versus Kenny. Yeah, I think that's a good list. I don't think Sean's going to join Cobra Kai. It's really not Sean's story. It's more of a Kenny story. So I don't think Sean's joining Cobra Kai. But I do want to see Miguel's father. So that would be something in there. That you haven't had. So, but otherwise that's a pretty good list. He nurtures the bonsai. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think like the show likes to thrive on the differences. You know, Johnny is Cobra Kai. Like, he's not going to be Miyagi-Do. So, you know, and that's, you know, him dropping the bonsai was obviously, you know, the setup of him reopening Cobra Kai. So, like, I think if that was going to happen, it would have happened in season 4 during their team up. But I get what you're saying. What about Hawk and Moon? What about them? Like them getting together or being back together? Oh, Sarah, I don't know what you mean by what about. But definitely looking forward to seeing them in season 5. I hope we get more Moon. I actually really liked season 2 where we got a little bit more Moon and kind of developed her character a little bit more. I like that. You know, season 3 she fell off a lot, and she's there a little bit more in season 4, but not a whole lot. So I would definitely like a little bit more of her. Freddie Fernandez is the answer to this. Other than Julia Barnes, OG, yeah, I think Freddie Fernandez is going to be back in season 5. Grease dies from eating too much tofu, and too much is one bite. So, where are we? What do people think of this relationship? They're supposed to like get along, except for when they don't. But but I guess it's a good father-daughter relationship. No, Kreese does not sleep in the dojo. I mean, Sean told Kenny to go find Robbie at Cobra Kai. So, like, Sean he's not reacting at all. Like, that's just like he did what he told him to do. So, but, yeah, I talked a lot about Daniel and Sam a little bit. Yeah, I think it's good. This is actually a good scene too, by the way, at the beginning of season 2. You know, and I even talked about this after season 2. Like it's a contrast to Tori, because Tori never had anyone to talk to about what she was going through. And you can see the difference in how they act. Dimitri in season 5, I have no idea. You know, Dimitri and Hawk are kind of big question marks. Because it's like their storyline is completed. So now they have to move on and into a new story. So we'll see what that is. Yes, I think Hawk will get back the Hawk. It's key to the character. Zaround, they're going to have a spinoff. Spinoffs have been in the works. Sounds like something is coming. So the universe will be expanded. Sensei Kim will take over. Quite possible. Do you think that Miguel used the flying tornado kick? I think so. In the quarterfinals match. Here lies Sato. It's a gravestone for Sato. What's written on the stone? Otherwise, it may be subtitled in the first episode of season 4. How do you think Daniel and Tori's relationship will be in season 5? It's unclear if they'll have one. They've never had one. So I don't know. What color? Written like a British. Are you British, Sarah? Blue. I think blue's coming back. Yeah, it's around. I don't think that's happening. Sam's not donating a kidney. I think if all Tori's mom needed was like a kidney donor, they would have found one. I don't think that's the issue. Jacob takes off his shirt. Yeah. Well, when you have a back tattoo like that, you kind of have to take off your shirt at some point. It's at least once a season, right? Like once a season, it's got to happen. So, yeah, I British. Yes, I thought so. Nice place. I'd like to get back there. But thank you for coming in all the way from Britain. What do you think of Daniel and Robbie's relationship? Oh, yes. That's the next one. This is a good one. And I think it's up to Robbie to try to rebuild this. Because, Daniel obviously was, well, I mean, yeah, Daniel kind of made some almost uncharacteristic mistakes at the end of season 2. He kind of snapped on Robbie, got mad at him, which then changed the way Robbie sees things. So even later in season 3, when Daniel was trying to make things more right and fix what he did wrong, Robbie wasn't believing him. Robbie just felt like he was even worse. So I would like to see a reconciliation between them, and I think it could come. It's probably going to have to be Robbie at this point. Maybe at some point towards the end of season 5 or even season 6. I don't know if that'll happen in season 5. Well, it just depends on how things go with Johnny and everything. So, but definitely, I mean, I think they had a good bond. I know some people, this was their favorite relationship. They liked it, more than the Johnny Miguel. But this is a good one. That had some trouble too. Sarah, no, I am not. I am not British. Mike Barnes is not Miguel's dad, so. Johnny's ego, he got hurt, but he bounces back. This is an interesting one. Boy, what do we make from this? Miguel and Miguel's dad. So this will be the big mystery of season 5. What happens here? I never looked. Sorry. I'm like... He's got his shirt off. Definitely cage fighter. Yeah, you can see the logo. Yeah, I don't know. He's fighting. Okay, so like there's a guy here that like you can barely see. He's fighting someone you can barely see. I don't know. Does he come here? Obviously, we've seen this place so many times. This logo. So we'll see what make of this. You know what? Sometimes I'm like, what is this guy doing? He has his hand like that. Like he's not like clapping. He doesn't have his other hand up. Or maybe he does. Maybe his other hand is there. It just looks so weird. This is what you do. You just like look at these pictures and like, what can you find out? Luis Roberto Guzman. Yes. I have never been to Boston, and I would like to go at some point. My touring of the Northeast is somewhat limited. Oh, Mike Barnes married. Oh, God. Do you think Johnny and Chosen will respect each other? I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Johnny wouldn't necessarily understand Chosen. Yeah. Thank you for coming in, Sebastian. But, yeah. But they can respect each other even if they don't necessarily get each other. But then, like, they're similar in some ways, too. So, maybe they'll have, like, a weird bond. They both fought Daniel when they were younger, so. No. Johnny will not get a prison phone call while in Mexico. So who is Miguel's dad? Probably the guy you're looking at. Right here. Roberto Luis Guzman. Luis Roberto Guzman. What is his name? Shoot. I can't remember which one's the first name. Luis Roberto Guzman, yeah. But that's Miguel's dad. And then, of course. And Bert and Clarence. Sometimes some fathers don't protect their children, and Clarence suffered the consequences. You can hate someone and still respect them. Yes. Yeah, Bryce. I mean, that was definitely almost certainly Miguel's dad. Have you seen my videos? I've definitely think I've covered this a few times now. So, yeah, that's definitely. Will Miguel's dad get a redemption? Well, see, that's an interesting question because at this point, like, is he set up for redemption? He didn't walk out on Miguel, right? Carmen left. He didn't even know Miguel was there. So, like, at least in terms of like parenting, Miguel's father didn't do anything wrong. He didn't know anything. He didn't know he had a son. He just thought his wife took off. So, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So we'll see. And, we don't know the very bad man. It's been played up for seasons now. So, we'll see. What was very, very bad that Carmen had to leave. So we'll see how this plays out. Michael T. Flex. Hey, man. Thank you for coming in. Just doing the Father's Day stream. We covered most of the father relationships here. Miguel's dad is watch party. He'll also tell us that Tori's mom has been Amanda this whole time without her knowing it. Without Amanda knowing it, or without Tori knowing it? Tori didn't know it. But Tori's mom is back there in the room on her medical equipment. Hawk and Bert. How about Hawk and Miguel, or Hawk and Dimitri are the sort of the brothers. How do you think Johnny and Chosen will meet? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't know what they have in mind. Is it before Johnny leaves for Mexico? Is it after? We'll have to see. Thank you for coming, John. Oh, Johnny Chosen. How they used to pick up on him. Yeah, that could be an interesting way for them to bond. So like I said, they do have like some things in common. So it could be definitely an interesting way for those two to bond. They just share stories about like what they did to Daniel when they were young. Yeah, the only thing is, like, is it before Johnny goes to Mexico or is it after? I'm not sure about that. But we'll see. Tori's mom. Yeah, I would like to know who played Tori's mom in season 3. That's something I don't know, and would like an answer to. Miguel's new martial art, jiu-jitsu or taekwondo. Maybe they may have a little bit more MMA something. with the cage and everything. But in the end, they're gonna try and stay true to the roots, I think. So I don't think it'll expand that much, even though they kind of do stuff without it being, technically karate. There's always been some like jujitsu and whatever. Sure, you can include him in list of evil characters. However you want to define evil and what constitutes evil and everything. But definitely a guy who's never, one episode, but no redeeming qualities or anything. They like some of these characters. Just total creep bad guy. No, nothing redeemable. Like nothing about him. Like, well, he's got some good things. Just clearly just presented as a one-sided bad person. Yeah, Detective Bat. I feel like this is something that should or probably needs to happen in season 5. Some sort of resolution between Carmen and her ex-husband. I don't know what that would be. I don't know what that would be, but it seems like there ought to be something between the two of them. So, Kreese will be a good guy now. Not yet. If you saw my video on Kreese in jail, which may be a spoiler, but we may get a little bit more look at Kreese and see him in a different context. I don't know if necessarily that makes him a good guy, but definitely seeing a little bit more of him. Oh my, Barnes get a redemption. It's a good question. We just have to see. Like I've always been a fan of we just get like Mike Barnes' total psychopath theory. Like who doesn't even understand the concept of redemption, but I just don't know how they're going to do it. They may do something different. Watch Party did make that video. Who's the man? I'm the man. Wait, you're the man too? What would have happened if Robbie won the tournament? The Tori Sam fight would have been less climactic. I don't know. I think it would have been good for Robbie, but and I thought he was going to. I don't want to get into what I thought was going to happen, which still to me actually makes more sense. But I think Robbie could have still ended up where he did with Johnny, if he feels like his mentoring of Kenny wasn't working. I always thought Robbie wins, but it's a hollow victory. So that's the storyline I always thought it would go. Like it would be a hollow victory for him. He thought he would be happy from it, but he's not. Cafeteria scene in season 5. I get what you mean. They probably won't be in school, but maybe a scene with food, right? He tried to change at the end of season 4. He definitely did a little bit, with Tori. He talked a little bit with Johnny. Got to see, some different sides of that. So definitely. He wins an older division. I would be fine with that. We'll see if they bring in more tournaments or how they do it. I kind of wanted Robbie to win too. Thank you, Sarah. All the way from Britain. Not England. I wonder if she's England, Scotland, or Wales. But she's there from Britain. So thank you, Sarah. How good would Miguel be if he never got injured? He's still probably about the best fighter among the kids. So he would be really, really good. Robbie, season 4, episode 1 versus Miguel. Maybe a tie. Maybe slight edge to Miguel. Robbie was a little out of practice at that point. England. There you go. Great. Sarah is English. I'll try to remember that. Yes, Cameron. I have videos on it. Go to my channel. So a lot of times, one of these things that I realize, it seems like people haven't seen all the videos. Go to the season 5 videos and make sure you check them all out. Robbie slaps Miguel. Yeah. So instead of the All Valley, go to a Some Valley or Most Valley. Just to are those lesser tournaments then? It's the Some Valley, Mostly Valley, Most Valley, a little Valley. Little. Yes, I'm laughing. Michael T. Flex, will Kreese be in season 5? Yes, Michael. Make sure you check out some of those videos. I'll message them to you if you haven't seen them. We don't know how much he'll be in it. Martin Kove was off doing other stuff when they started shooting season 5. He was on Dancing with the Stars. But we do know he was later on it. He actually had to cancel an appearance at Liverpool Comic-Con because he was shooting. So we know he was shooting. But does that mean he doesn't show up till mid-season? Does it mean they just shot his episode 1 stuff, his early stuff later on in the shoot? Possibly. Especially if his scenes, which I predict are mostly like him in a room with one other person, they could shoot it later. They could shoot it all, relatively close. So out of jail. If he's out of jail, it's not till late season, Michael. That's the way I think of it. Not till late season. He didn't say they changed their gi. I think he said they changed leadership under new management or whatever. They didn't change their gi under new management, or he's something like that. Will someone from the main cast visit Kreese in jail? I don't think so. I think Tori may, but I think Silver manipulates her not to. So I think not. So it's just going to be Kreese with another character. Chosen in action. Yeah, I think you're going to get some Chosen action. He is the gasoline, after all. Chosen is the gasoline. Silver in action, Chosen in action. Do you think season 5 will be better than season 1? I hope so. I think Billy Zabka said it's his favorite season. So man, I hope so. I would love it to be. I thought season 4 got close. In fact, I think season 4, the first half was better than season 1. The first half was amazing. The second half was a little more clunky. So season 1, I think, is still better overall. But we'll see. I'm really hopeful. I don't know if Kreese will make amends for Bobby Brown, but we do know Bobby Brown, Bobby's moved on. Bobby isn't looking for amends. He doesn't care. He's moved on. He's his own person. He's successful. I don't think he tricks her. No, I don't think it's a trick. You can watch my video on that, but no, I think he's directly calls someone, either offers her money or calls in a favor. We don't know quite the nature of the relationship, but no, trick. No, I don't think it's a trick. Yes. And at some level, Kreese was already doing that in the hallway at the end of season 4. Miguel's dad is a wealthy fight promoter or something. The money bags the good guys need to counteract Silver. That's true. But keep in mind, Daniel is pretty loaded. He's a wealthy car dealer. So he's got his millions. So Daniel has money to combat it and access to capital. So, in fact, some people would say that's what makes Daniel attractive to women, He looks young and has a lot of money. That's just Ralph Macchio there for you. Here, let's look back at Daniel Lear, This is the face of a millionaire, Very rich guy. Sells a lot of cars. Has a great house with an espresso machine. So, yeah, so Daniel's got some money. Maybe not quite as much as Terry Silver, but, he teaches karate for free, so deserves to get a redemption arc. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do with Barnes. I've always been on the Barnes shows up and is a total psychopath theory. Was like a champion fighter, but like kind of crazy. But maybe they'll go in a different direction. I really don't know. Chosen inherited Sato's. That's actually a good point. Sato was wealthy and presumably Chosen inherited it all. So yeah. The espresso machine is impressive. yeah, I agree. In fact, when I first watched it, for some reason I really liked that. I really liked that they had an espresso machine in their house. It's like this. It's just perfect. Like he is Tori. She was also called crazy. Yes, that is correct. So how are we doing, guys? Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, I don't think we're gonna get anything new till July. Stranger Things is coming up in less than 2 weeks now. I don't know if they're going to be dropping anything quite yet. So it may not be till like even the second week of July or something. They start the Cobra Kai build up. And what is that going to be? Is it going to be the pictures, that we talked about? Um, I would like more teases and such, you know, but not really much to go on. Boba is good if you get it at a good place. Sometimes it's not very good if it's at some places that aren't as good, but yeah. So guys, I definitely hope it may not be a little bit till we get more stuff. I do have videos to make though. Gonna make maybe a short video about Johnny, and yeah, I gotta make a video on that Miguel Robbie fight. I think people are looking at that and wondering. So Armin didn't really care for Bowen. No, he didn't. I guess maybe just Armenians don't like Boba. I guess that's the lesson, I guess. Or they don't know where to get the good Boba. That could be. Chosen will give discipline Anthony needs. Yeah, Cobra Kai World. I think you're on the on the right track. I'm looking forward to Anthony and Chosen. Zeround does suggest you avoid quickly for Boba. I've never heard of it, but too much sugar is not very good. I did not put any money in that tip jar. Okay. Yeah, so avoid quickly for the Boba. She is champ in my eyes. She's champ in most people's eyes too. She's got a trophy. Told you not to play with fire. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, for coming on Father's Day. We're going to do a stream with the channel members tonight, I think. But I may have to push that back. I don't know what's going on. But thank you, everyone. Like I said, I got some videos to put out. Maybe one on Johnny, and then I definitely do want to cover that fight between Miguel and Robbie. I've meant it was working on it, and then the whole Kim Da-eun came out, and it kind of got sidetracked. But we'll take off. But I'll get that out hopefully this week. And concert this Thursday, I think. Cobra Kai concert, crazy. In Los Angeles somewhere there. So go see it.